The Faroe Islands are a small group of islands. They are in the North Atlantic Ocean. The islands are known for their stunning beauty. Rugged cliffs, dramatic waterfalls, and green valleys define the landscape. But the Faroe Islands also hold a dark secret. Every year a bloody hunt takes place. This hunt is called the Grindadrap, or grind for short. The grind is a dolphin hunt. It has been practiced for centuries. Islanders drive large pods of dolphins and pilot whales towards the shore. The animals become trapped in the shallow water. Then they are killed. The methods are brutal. Hunters use sharp hooks and knives. The water turns red with blood. The Faroese people say the grind is a vital part of their history and culture. They argue that it provides food for the community. They also say that it connects them to their ancestors. However, the grind has drawn criticism from around the world. People are horrified by the images of the slaughter. They question the ethics of the hunt. They call for it to end. The Grindadrap is a community event in the Faroe Islands. When a pod of dolphins or pilot whales is spotted, the news spreads quickly. Fishermen, once reliant on the sea for survival, take their boats out on the water. They work together to drive the animals towards the shore. It's a carefully coordinated effort. The whales and dolphins are herded into shallow bays or fjords. These are inlets of water between steep cliffs. The shallow water makes the animals vulnerable. They become disoriented and frightened. They cannot escape. The hunters move in close. The killing of the whales and dolphins is swift and brutal. Hunters use special knives and hooks. They try to sever the animal's spinal cords. This is meant to be a quick death. However, animal welfare groups argue that the method is inhumane. They say the animals suffer greatly after the hunt. The whales and dolphins are butchered on the beaches. The meat and blubber are distributed amongst the community. Some is eaten fresh, some is preserved for later. The grind is seen as a way of sustaining the community. It is a tradition passed down through generations. The Grindadrap has sparked outrage and condemnation around the world. Graphic images and videos of the hunts have been shared widely on social media. People are shocked by the brutality. They question how such a practice can still exist in the 21st century. Animal welfare groups have been particularly vocal in their opposition. Organizations like Sea Shepherd have been actively working to disrupt the hunts. They send boats to the Faroe Islands to interfere with the grind. They document the hunts and share the footage with the world. They hope to raise awareness and put pressure on the Faroes government to end the practice. The European Union and other international bodies have also expressed concern about the Grindadrap. They have urged the Faroes government to reconsider the hunt. Some have even called for sanctions against the islands. The pressure is mounting. Celebrities and influencers have also joined the fight. They use their platforms to speak out against the cruelty of the grind. They encourage their followers to boycott the Faroe Islands and put pressure on their governments to take action. The world is watching. Section 4. The heart of the debate: culture versus cruelty. The debate over the Grindadrap is complex. It centers around the conflict between tradition, culture, and animal welfare. Proponents of the hunt argue that it is an integral part of Faroese identity. They say it has been practiced for centuries and is vital for their way of life. They argue that the meat and blubber from the whales and dolphins provide a valuable source of food for the islands. They also emphasize that the hunt is regulated by the Faroes government. They say it is carried out in a sustainable way. They reject the criticism of outsiders. Opponents of the grind counter that tradition is not a justification for cruelty. They argue that the methods used in the hunt are inhumane and cause unnecessary suffering to the animals. They point to the availability of alternative food sources. They say the Faroe Islands are no longer a remote and isolated community. They are part of a globalized world. They argue that the Faroese people must adapt their traditions to align with modern ethical standards. They believe that the Grindadrap has no place in the 21st century. Section 5. A future without the grind?